Hello class, today we are looking at solving one variable inequalities. So our essential question is, how do I solve and graph inequalities? My learning intention, I'm learning to solve inequalities. There are two warm-up questions. So see if you can do the two warm-up questions on your own. Pause the video. If you can get them done on your own, then you know that you have the concept down. Pause the video now, please. Well, I hope you paused the video and tried to do it on your own. Remember, the first thing is to distribute. We're looking in the parentheses. There's nothing we can do inside the parentheses, so we have to distribute. 6 times 6v is 36v plus 6 times 6 is 36 minus 5 is equal to 1 plus 6v. Okay, combine your like terms. If we're looking for like terms, we've got 36 minus 5 here that we have to combine before we can go any further. 36v, 36 minus 5 is 31, plus 31 is equal to 1 plus 6v. Next step, get your v's to the same side. 6v is definitely smaller than 36, so I'll subtract 6v from both sides. $30v plus 3 is equal to 1. Okay, I'm going to rewrite that so we can have enough room. Get your numbers to the same side. This should be plus 31. I didn't write it down correctly. Subtract 31 from both sides. $30v is equal to negative 30. Divide both sides by 30. And v is equal to negative 1. Okay, the wave energy density formula is E is equal to P times G times H squared divided by 16. E is the wave density. Your H is the wave height. Your P is your water density. And G is your acceleration from gravity. This is an actual formula that is used. How do we solve for V? Well, first thing we have to do is we've got it right here. We've got to start undoing what's happened to it. That's what we're trying to get by itself. I have divided by 16, so I need to multiply by 16. So 16e is equal to P times G times H squared. Okay, P times G times H squared. The opposite of multiplication is division. So I will divide both sides by P and G. Okay, that gives us 16e divided by PG is equal to H squared. What is the opposite of squaring? That's taking the square root of. 16, the square root of 16e over PG is equal to H, and we're done. So it doesn't matter what it looks like. You take it step by step, you take that deep breath and say, okay, what's the first step I do? What's the second step? Etc. Okay, so we'll do a quick review over what those symbols, the inequality symbol means. The first one means greater than. So if we're graphing it, we know that circle is going to be an open circle. It's greater than, it is not equal to, it will get very, very close to that number without ever touching it. Okay, what about the next one? This is greater than or equal to. This one is going to be that closed circle because it touches that number. So, if you don't have the equal to sign, it will be open. The same thing happens with the less than. This means less than. Once again, it is an open circle. This means less than or equal to. Once again, this will be that closed circle. Hopefully this was just a quick review and you knew what the symbols meant. So now how do we apply this? Okay, graph the following inequalities and identify 4 numbers that are part of the solution set. So as I'm looking at this, I'm going to treat it exactly the way I would an equality. I will still isolate the variable the same way. So if I'm looking, the first thing I'm going to do is subtract 3 from both sides. 2x is less than 9 minus 3 is 6. Next, divide by 2. X is less than 3. So I've got the number line. How many numbers do I need to identify on it? I need to only identify where 3 is at. So I'm going to put 3 right here. Is it an open or closed circle? It would be an open circle. Now the alligator mouth goes to the 3. That means 3 is the largest number we will see. So to be able to graph this, I need to go down the number line. Now, what numbers are part of that solution? You've got an infinite number you could choose from. You could use 2. 2 would be less than 3. You could use -10. It's not up there, but it would be correct. You could use 0. Pick another number. What number would you use? What's your favorite number that is less than 3? Oh, I heard a -3. That works for me. Okay, for the next one, same thing again. Pause the video and see if you can do this one on your own. Well, I hope you tried. I need to get the 3x by itself, so I will start by adding 45 to both sides. (15 plus 45 is 60. 60 is greater than or equal to 3x. Divide by 3. 20 is greater than or equal to x. What number do I need to identify on my number line? 20 is the correct answer there. So I'm going to put 20 here. Is it an open or closed circle? It's a closed circle because it's equal to, so I close my circle. Now I need to highlight the direction I'm going into. So 20 is the biggest number because the alligator mouth goes to 20. X has got to be less than 20. Once again, this is the direction we're going in. Give me 4 numbers that are part of the solution set. You're looking for numbers that are less than 20. Okay, let's do an unusual one. What about 19.5? 19 and a half. Is that less than 20? Yep. What's another number that is less than 20? 10 would be less than 20. 0 would be less than 20. Negative 20 would be less than 20. There's an infinite number of numbers and fractions that you can find that are part of that solution set. Okay, so looking at the next one, just like we did with a regular equality, we need to distribute first. So 2 times t is 2t, plus 2 times 6 is 12. It's greater than or equal to 5t minus 3. Get our variables to the same side. I'm going to subtract 2t from both sides. Twelve is greater than or equal to 3t minus 3. What's our next step? Add 3 to both sides. 12 plus 3 is 15. 15 is greater than or equal to 3t. Divide by 3. And t in 5 is greater than or equal to t. That means that t is smaller than 5. The alligator mouth goes to the bigger number. The bigger number is 5. 5 is greater than or equal to t. So I need to identify on my number line, where is 5? I'm going to put 5 right here. Is it an open or closed circle? It is an open circle. I mean, it's closed because it's got the equal to sign. It's a closed circle. Now 5 is the biggest, so I'm going to shade to the left again. And that would be my solution set. Okay, pause the video and give me 5 numbers that are less than 5 that would be part of that solution set. Okay, let's see what I pick. How about 2.5? That's less than 5. What about 3.1? That's less than 5. Negative 1.5. Again, less than 5. Negative 15. Again, less than 5. So if you're looking at those numbers, it's any numbers. You can use any numbers that you want. And then you can, because there's an infinite number. So numbers that are part of the solution set will be in the shaded area. What about the next one? This is what we call a compound uh, inequality. This time, instead of having 2 columns, you're going to have 3. You've got 3 areas, and you've got to treat all of them the same. So I'm going to draw a line through here and a line through here. I need to isolate the negative 2x. That's what I need to get by itself first. So I've got minus 5. The opposite is to add 5. Any questions? Okay. Negative 3 plus 5 is 2. 2 is less than negative 2x, which is less than or equal to 13 plus 5 is 18. Now, I've multiplied by negative 2. Do you remember what happens when we divide by a negative number and we have an inequality? It will cause these to flip to the other side. It will change the direction of your inequality. So I'm going to divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2, divided by negative 2. Okay, negative 2 divided by negative 2 is negative 1. Flip that sign around. Is greater than or equal to, bring your x down, is greater than or equal to 18 divided by 2 is negative 9. Okay, what do you notice about that inequality? Where is the x at? The x is between negative 1 and negative 9. Remember, negative 9 is smaller than negative 1. Okay, step 1. Identify the numbers you need. Step 2. At negative 1, is it open or closed? That is open. At negative 9, is it open or closed? That one is closed. The variable is between the two numbers. The shading will be between the two numbers. Now, what are some numbers that are part of the solution set? What's the smallest number that would be part of that solution set? Negative 9. What about negative 8? What about negative 2.5? What about negative 1? Oh, we can't use negative 1. That was a fake one. So how about negative 1.5? Those are all part of that solution set because it's sandwiched in. It starts at 9 but ends before it gets to negative 1. I know I'm successful when I can solve and graph inequalities. And these are actually one variable inequalities are considered linear. One variable will be on a number line. Two variables will be on the Cartesian plane.